All right. What? Now you're gonna walk away? Shit, don't fucking do that shit on my channel. Okay, out here working. Let me fill you in on something. I've actually been sick for the past week. Thought I had corona. Went and got tested and came out okay. So it came out negative. So I was really happy about that. Please, if you got all the symptoms, go get yourself checked, because you never know. It actually could be that, and you need to get to the hospital or something. In my case, it's upper respiratory and a sinus infection. I still have a little bit of sinus infection. I'm a week later, but it's getting better by the day. So right now it is Thursday afternoon. I got to go to work in the morning on Friday, but I'm trying to get as much done as I can to the truck. So let's look at the truck right now. All right, I got in all the parts. I haven't done anything yet, but I have the throttle position sensor in a bag, and I have just the plug, the wiring from here to the plug and the plug, so I can rewire that, and I can rewire this piece, because the rubbers like that and stuff can get in there. Now, this is what I want to show you guys. It's kind of tripped out. I didn't show you guys before, but if I throttle it up, that's all I can get out of it. So a lot of you guys were saying the TPS sensor, throttle position sensor, and I'm willing to bet, because of the way that it's zip tied on here, water can get into it, which can short it out. Okay, if I unplug this, virtually no change. It actually idles up a little bit. But now I can do that, but it's not going. What the throttle position sensor does is it helps to balance the amount of fuel to air ratio as it's coming through. So then that way you're not burning lean. Right now I'm going to be burning lean. I found all this out, so that's the only reason I sound knowledgeable, because I did a lot of research over this past week. So with that there, it's running with extra gas going through there, which means you're going to smell a lot of gas in your exhaust. Yes, you might be able to get down the road, but eventually you're going to backfire, because it's going to load up in the carburetor, or I mean, it's going to load up in the exhaust, and you're going to get a big boom at the back, because it's going to finally fire, which that can hurt different components. So anyway, that's what's going on with this. It's this wiring and that throttle position sensor. We're going to go ahead and take that off, which is not hard. All we're going to do is we're going to lift these vacuum lines up. We're going to get under there. There's two bolts, one on the top, one on the bottom, and it slides right out. And then I need to rewire this wiring. So we need to get all this off of there so that I can redo all that. All right, I got it out. This is the new one. You can see me. My fingerprint. Okay, so this is the new one. It just goes on there like that. You see that it's got these little catches right there. That's gonna catch on that one and that one, top and bottom. So it's really just gonna go right on there like that. But this bottom screw, it's actually a Phillips. These two little Phillips bolts right here, and they're a pain in the ass. So I would suggest to you, I'm a hard head, so I don't want to take anything out. If you drain your radiator and take this out, that'll make that bolt on the bottom so much easier to get to. I may still have to do that depending on if I can get that bottom one started or not. I don't know yet, but we're gonna find out, because it sits low enough to where it's level straight across. You can't get a screwdriver in there. So I've been over here using needle nose and this little 1/4 inch. I put a piece of plastic on there so it would stick in there so it doesn't fall out, and that's what I've been using to take it in and out, or take it out. So now I'm hoping I can do the same thing, putting it back in. I'm probably going to take a piece of vacuum line and put it on the end of this, and then use that to push it in there, unless that will fit into the vacuum line, and then I can use that vacuum line to spin it to get it started. That might work. If not, then I'll go to this method and put that inside of some 1/4 inch vacuum line. All right, so what I did was I shoved the screw head right into the vacuum line. And see how I have the vacuum line out here like this? And then I put it in there, and then as I twist it, it screws it in. So it's in a hard spot to get into. I'll be able to get it all the way in there like that. Screw it in as far as it'll go, and then I'll use the wrench and the Phillips bit to get the rest of it in there. There, I can't get it anymore. But there, see? And that's how you do one in a tight spot that you can't get your fingers into, because my fingers are too fucking big to get in there. Look at that. There ain't no way. No way, I can't reach it. Alright, I'm gonna get this the rest of the way done. Alright, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just went ahead and made that dead center, top and bottom, so that it's basically level. I don't know if that's gonna be right or wrong, but I got it on there. Now I'm going to go ahead, and I left these in order. That way they're easier to figure out which one goes where. Let me aim it where I'm supposed to be putting this. And then see, there's that and that. And if you don't have any extra vacuum line, which I have extra vacuum line, but I didn't use it, you can actually, the vacuum line that I used, where did I put it? Because I need that. There it is. It's down here. I actually took a piece off of right here. I just took one of these off of there. Now I can put that back on there. That goes to there, and that goes to there. And then this goes to right there. That's where that goes. And now I just got to push all these on. And there's that, and then that can go back over to there. There. All my vacuum lines are on. Make sure they get on there all the way. That way they're good and tight. And then you've got these there. And then this comes back around to here. And that will go onto there like that. And then I've got one more right here. Put that one right there like that. Put that over the loop. Try to get new rubber, that way it goes on there and it'll actually crimp it down a little bit better. Get these up and out of the way, because then I got to put this piece onto here. I got to stretch that onto there. But I got to get that piece, so I got to take that off of there and redo the wiring on that. But I also got to redo the wiring on this one, so I'm going to go wire for wire, plug for plug. I've got the new ones here. Here's for the mass airflow. Basically, you're going to match it up, and the wires come out one at a time. So you got to try to match them up with what you have over there. That's going to be fun. Don't ask me how I'm going to do it. I may not even film it. That way if I fuck up, you guys don't do it wrong. So I do the same thing with this. This one will be easier because it's 4 wires. So you've got 4 wires and they're in a row right there. So I should be able to do that one fairly easy. Ta-da! I'm going to tell you right now, doing things the right way is time consuming. One at a time. I'm putting these like this. I wrap the wire around itself like that, and then I heat it up, and I add a little bit of solder with this right in the center, so it makes a good ground and good connection. And then I pull the heat, I let it cool off, pull the heat shrink over it, shrink it down, and then I'll end up putting some coping cover over this to seal it off the rest of the way. But just so you guys know, these ones I'm doing right. I don't do this all the time, but I really need to get into this more. It's time consuming, and I've got one more to do after this one. All right, success. I did have a little bit of a mix-up. Be careful which way you put your throttle position sensor on, because I put it on the wrong way and then brought it down, and I'm supposed to go down first and then up. Otherwise, those two fingers that are in there, they won't turn the right way. Well, they're turning the right way, but they're turning away from the sensor. They're not moving the sensor at all. And that's basically what happened to me. But now, it's all good. There. So I've got my new wire in there. Got everything hooked up. So that's all it was. When I was pressure washing, water got into the plug that's there. Whoops, let me put that there. Water got into the plug, the broken plug, and it shorted out the TPS sensor, like a lot of you said. So I'm glad that we were able to get that done. I think I got the TPS sensor on eBay for like 25 bucks, and the plug I think was only like $7 or $8. And I got that plug as well. This plug, actually, I didn't do it. I basically recovered it so that water is not going to get into it. So that's where I'm at on that. Everything else is hooked up the way it's supposed to, and now I got to get the tail lights hooked up. That's my next order of business. Freak stoked about that. Oh, man, that actually took me like 3 hours because of the way I had to take that out of there, and then I had to take it out again and then put it all back in there, and it was just really a pain in the ass. So if you're gonna do this and make it a little bit easier for yourself, go ahead and drain your radiator fluid into a big bucket, and then take your top radiator hose on top of the engine. You're gonna take that off, and then you're also gonna take that one, the piece that goes to thermostat, the thermostat housing. Take that. It's 2 bolts that comes off, and you can either make a new gasket for it out of roll of gasket stuff, or you can buy it for probably a couple of bucks at your local parts store. So I'm happy about that. Now I can get to work on the taillights, and all that is I'm just going to run the wiring underneath and then get it up in there. That way I can zip tie it all up into place and mount the taillights. Woo! Ah, that's like a big hurdle for me right there. All right, got the lights and tail lights hooked up. Got the headlights on, and those are already hooked up. Turn signals work. Got the tail lights hooked up back here. That's all working. We're 100% legal. So now it's a matter of taking it and going down the road on a Thursday night. We're gonna go get something to eat. All right. All right. Let's see if we can get out of here. We can't let the front down too much at all, because there's no shocks up front. And if we let it down, then yeah, we'll bump on it. Let's see if we can make it over the speed bump. Okay.
Very so slightly. Woohoo! We made it.
That's good. Front felt like it was lower than everything else. Shoot over your shoulder into the bed, see if you can get some of that. Can you see the suspension working? 50, 55. So far, so good. Ain't nothing broke yet. I don't know, something fell out. I don't know what it was. I still don't have nothing really holding the battery in place. I didn't think about that.
We're only running on gas. No. Air conditioner works.
Oh yeah. I'm glad. That dog was looking at us like, what the hell? Alright, go ahead and stop it. Sunday evening almost. I really intended on working on the truck. I really did. I actually got out here and started working on it, but I haven't had the strength again this weekend. Maybe it's walking pneumonia this time. I don't know. But what I do know is the only thing I got done. Oh, fuck. That's heavy when you're sick. But I didn't get it mounted. That's the only problem. It's just in there. So I've got a battery tray, but it's not welded in. I didn't get I wanted to get the fender mounts that go from the fender to here. I didn't get those done. I needed to get in here and trim out some of that upper control arm so that I can lift a little higher. I didn't get that done. And what else? There was something else. I can't think of what the hell else I was going to do. There was something else. But anyway, there's that. I literally ended up feeling like death about 11 o'clock this morning after I got the battery tray done, and then I just pooped out. My buddy Paul Monroe, he's building an Aussie inspired mini truck, bagged and bodied. Look him up on Facebook. Forget what he is on Instagram, but he's doing all the work himself in a carport. I gave him the ticket for mini nats, and the reason I did that is because I'm not going to be able to go, and I wanted a vehicle to go there that was going to be a really, really awesome addition to that show, and he's excited. So maybe we'll get to go next year or the year after. I don't have anything else that I can do right now because I don't have the strength. Hell, I'm about to start sweating because I do have a fever. I need to put all this shit. That all needs to go back in the shop before I get done. I got to get that back on the ground. And I thought I was going to get it hooked up on the trailer, but that's not going to happen either. Sucks when you get sick. We'll get it all done. I hope like hell I feel better next weekend for Slamily. We'll be in Fort Smith, Slamily reunion at the K. Rogers Park. Of course, there's all the social distancing and masks that need to be worn and all that, so we'll see where we are. Hopefully I feel better. I gotta go to work in the morning, whether I'm sick or not. I gotta make money. I should have been back to work today, but for one, I wasn't going to be able to work it out to be able to go, and for two, I got sick. Alright, that's it. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm really excited that I got to drive the truck this weekend, or this week. So if I take the battery, there's no battery tray in there. If I take it and hook it back up, throw a bungee around it, I can secure it in place. It's not going to go anywhere. That way we can get it onto the trailer and drive it through town over in Fort Smith. That'll be a big thing for me to be able to do that, to be able to actually drive a mini truck from the hotel to the show. So I'm going to get all this put away. We'll see you guys midweek. I'll give you guys an update as to how I'm feeling and where I think we're going to be for the following weekend. Later, everybody.